Let's take a look at how ShoreTel handles the callback from queue scripting options in the contact center, the ECC. So typically you have a CTI route point that connects with something in the contact center called an IRN. The IRN in this case is going to point to not a script but a service. And the concept of a service in ShoreTel means that we can lay out an announcement plan, talk about what group that we want to send people to, how to handle exceptions for overflow and interflow, what to do if there's no agents, etc. But let's stay focused on the announcement plan. The announcement plan is a series of, in this case, scripts. They could have been omitted if I didn't check the box here, but I'm going to play a mandatory greeting. If there's no, everybody coming into the queue will hear this. If there is an agent available, you get connected. If not, you're going to hear my first customer care message. 30 seconds later, if there is no agent available, you'll hear my second customer care message. And 30 seconds later, if there's no agent, you'll hear this script called help desk. So let's go take a look at that. The help desk uses, and that's just the name of the script. The name of the icon that we're interested in is this puppy over here in the ShoreTel library of icons, which are encapsulating program elements that achieve a desired result. In this case, we have a lot of work to do, and we want to prompt the customer to call us back. So what happens here, he's been waiting in queue 90 seconds, I guess. He hits this, and what he does is he hears a menu. The menu has a prompt. Dial 1 to stay on the line and wait for the next agent. Dial 2 for a callback. As you can see, the output of the menu icon goes to the get callback info. In this situation, get destination, that's the properties for this guy. So let me pull this up so you can see it. So we'll play him a prompt, which we previously recorded, called please enter your phone number. We can set some timeouts. We can set the number of digits that we expect the caller to enter. We can set it for variable numbers, in which case they might terminate it. But in this case, we're asking for 11 digits. We'll give them some time to retry. We'll announce the destination. The number you entered is, and we'll ask him to dial 1 if it's correct, 2 if no, and then we'll go back and redo it again. They have a get time tab. Now the trick here is if you ask to get the time or the period by playing a prompt asking them what time to call back, he won't be in queue. He'll get scheduled for a callback. If you leave this blank, the call will remain in the active queue for callback. So it's like getting callback from queue. The guy hung up, but we're going to return his call. And then we'll conclude this by ending. So ShoreTel has one icon. It's very powerful, as are all of the other script elements. We've talked about some of these in other videos, but our focus today is just on the get callback. So this is how ShoreTel does it, and let's go take a look at how CISCO does it. Where ShoreTel has a single icon, very powerful icon, to play a prompt to the caller, collect their digits. If you just collect the digits, disconnect from the caller, the call will be maintained in queue. If you fill in the part of the icon that asks for a time to call them back, the call will be scheduled. The callback will be scheduled. So unlike that powerful ShoreTel icon, The Cisco UCCX has a powerful scripting capability, a JavaScript. So these are my icons over here, but I want to focus on a script and show you how we have this working. This is a typical call center script. The call is going to come in. We're going to do the typical time of day, day of week, holiday parsing to determine whether the call center is open or not, and then handle the caller accordingly. At that point, we play a menu which offers the opportunity to wait for the next available agent or to be called back by the system and have your place held in the queue. And the way we do that here in this situation, in this script, is that we select callback from the menu. We then make use of the media icon for doing a recording. So this is the one capability that I wish I had in the ShoreTel, but it enables me to play a prompt to the caller that might say something like, please leave your name and state any information that our agent would want to know when we call back. So depending on the business application, it just may be useful to play a recording and not just collect digits for callback, but get some sound bites from the caller. And with the record icon in Cisco UCCX scripting, I'm allowed and capable to do that. We'll go ahead at that point and then get the, this is a typical prompt, get digits kind of an icon, in which we will prompt them for some digits, and we can attach a prompt to that, collect the digits, and then do the usual kind of parsing to see if it's a legitimate phone number, if it's the proper length. If it's the proper length, we'll go forward. If it's not the proper length, we may play an error message and use an escalation prompt to move to, hey, that's an error. Let's put the correct digits in there, Mr. Caller. And then finally, we'll play the, we'll call you back when the next available agent is ready. So at that point, the trick that's employed here is that we actually place a phone call to another trigger, which triggers, of course, another script. Now that's basically kind of like a subroutine, except we're going to use the facilities of the system, the actual telephone call setup, rather than just call a routine. We'll trigger a script, and I'll show you that in a second, and then we'll sit here and wait for the agent. And this is to maintain the place in queue and to address the statistical and reporting issues. So we thank the caller, they hang up, we place another phone call to trigger a script. I'll show you that script. The purpose of this script here is simply to loop forever until agent becomes available in this script. So the call is just sitting there. It's going to come in and queue, looking for a resource. When that resource becomes available, we'll go to the end. After 30 seconds, we'll actually loop back in through this routine again, and eventually we'll get to the end. The end is basically a return to this script here. And at that point, the agent will answer, and they will hear a prompt that we had recorded that says, please press 1 to continue, and please press 1 to continue. And at that point, when they press 1, what will happen is we will play back, we'll read from the file that was written to when we prompted the caller earlier with our record message to, they'll hear that, whatever the caller record. And at that point, we'll play that to the agent, and we will then out dial. We'll do a call redirect icon from our script library here, and we'll add 9+1 to it. And then we have, if we're successful, we end it. We can do some error checking and exception handling for no answer in busy conditions and things like that. And at that point, the script terminates. So it's quite a bit of scripting, but I think you can see that we're able to do some nifty tricks. I particularly like being able to record the caller and play that information to the agent just before we set the callback or the outbound call. So I hope you found this interesting, and thank you for watching.